I really had to reshape my own beliefs and really like dissect them to the root and like really understand where they came from, why they existed to begin with, and how I can alter them and create beliefs of my own based on what I see with my own two eyes as opposed to what society sees. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Peace and love to you all, man. I know the deal. It's KT. Appreciate y'all coming to kick it with me. You know what I'm saying? Interesting video today, right? So the other day I ran into an old homie, and you know, just y'all know how it is when you're like catching up with like old friends from like high school or whatever it is. You're like, yo, like what you been up to? Like what you been doing? And I start, you know, just getting into a little bit about what I've been doing, you know, as far as like social media marketing, putting an agency together, building a team, etc., etc. You know what I mean? And bro says to me, like, yo, like I really been thinking about like getting into SMMA, but like I feel like it's too saturated. Instantly, I was like, bro, I have to make a video on this. You know what I'm saying? Because, okay, so to answer the question, is SMMA, social media marketing, is it saturated? Hell no. What? That's crazy. That's some of the craziest stuff like that I've heard. This is a global game now. Don't y'all get this? Like there's so much opportunity that has never existed before simply because of the internet and social media. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, you know, and this is actually something that I think Iman Gaji has like touched on before, just like the evolution of marketing agencies and where they have now come versus like, you know, just where they used to be, right? Agencies before were like brick and mortar. Like you have a building, office, and oftentimes these marketing agencies try and sell general services essentially. So it's like, okay, get on the phone with a prospect. What are you looking for? Okay, SEO, Facebook ads, short form content, you know what I'm saying? Like influencer marketing, email marketing, like, and then just try and fulfill all these different services as opposed to like specializing in one particular area, right? But now, if you see, pertaining to digital marketing, the ones who are at the top of the game are those who really dial down and lock in on one particular niche, right? And then if necessary going forward, you can then upsell other services to those clients if necessary, right? There's so many different niches. There's so many different social platforms. There are so many ways of acquiring customers and or clientele digitally, right? So to have this idea, this belief that social media marketing is saturated is absurd to me. Like literally absurd, because me personally, I feel truly blessed to be a part of this generation and to, you know, live in an era where the internet exists and we have technology that allows us to connect with people all across the globe. You know what I'm saying? Because our parents weren't able to do this. You know what I'm saying? And but we are, right? So much of our journeys and, you know, the paths that we decide to take or not to rather have so much to do with our internal beliefs and whether or not we accept certain beliefs and the impact that those beliefs or lack thereof have on our actions. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, bro. Like if you want to have this perception of social media marketing and tell yourself that it is saturated and you're gonna allow that to be the excuse as to why you don't like dive in and take advantage of these opportunities that have never before existed, then so be it. But you know, I do think the human mind is very intriguing as far as, yeah, just perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like you can really determine when it is necessary to be objective and when it's necessary to be subjective, right? So I think in that case, you know, just going back to what bro was saying when I ran into him at the grocery store, as far as, you know, it being oversaturated, it just sounds like that is the point of reference that his mind has decided to lean on as far as determining what his overall belief is of the opportunity that exists. But when your mind is trying to hold you back in that sense, because it's trying to be so like factual and so, you know, objective, I think is the best term. In that moment is where you have to like reverse it and become subjective, but also objective. I don't go back and forth to a certain degree, right? Because again, just going back to what I'm saying, it's like, bro, opportunities like this have never existed before. Social media platforms have never existed. Like we're talking like 50 years ago. Being able to connect with people on a global scale never existed, right? Like, and if that is the lens that you look through, your entire world expands and opens up, you know? So yeah, man, it's all on you as far as like how you decide to look at it. But me personally, no way in hell that SMMA is oversaturated. And if that's what you're telling yourself to, you know, I guess make it a little more acceptable as far as why you don't get started, you playing yourself, bro. I'm sorry, like, no, come on, like, y'all know that ain't the case. There's so much opportunity out there. And to take it even a step further, forget the internet era. I'm of the belief. And again, I really had to reshape my own beliefs and really like dissect them to the root and like really understand where they came from, why they existed to begin with, and how I can alter them and create beliefs of my own based on what I see with my own two eyes, as opposed to what society sees and how I should look at it. You know what I'm saying? But I believe that the power that is responsible for your existence and mine too would not bring us here if there wasn't enough for everyone. The true definition of abundance, man. Excess amounts. There's more than enough. Way more than enough. But to hold on to these limiting beliefs that there isn't enough for you or your neighbor, it's blasphemous. Stephen A. Smith. It's blasphemous. Like, there's no way. The power that is responsible for our existence would not allow that, would not bring us here to suffer. That is my belief, right? Because that is what I have chosen to believe. And as I continue to practice this belief, my reality will reflect that. Because that's how this thing works, man. I know we've been given so many tools that we like with no instruction manual, right? And it's insane, like we have to create the instruction manuals ourselves. But once you put them together and you understand how this body and mind operates after like years of like constant observing, you realize, man, abundance is real. There's more than enough for all of us. In whatever field you want to pursue, not just SMMA, whatever you want, it exists. I know I'm getting kind of preachy here, man, but it was just cause like, you know, it just sucked to hear it from dude, you know, because there's no way that this industry is saturated. And I've seen it now firsthand, again. And I've touched base on this in other videos, but there are so many people that are in need of these services, but they don't know who to trust. Build your reputation, overcome the first hurdle within this game, which is having brand recognition, whether it's your company or you yourself. And then you can really like just get things going and have the business move on autopilot. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I really felt the need to make a video on this just because it's crazy to me. And I'm glad that I was able to express how I truly feel about it in this one, just because, yeah, it's not true at all. And I hope that anyone watching this who has maybe contemplated starting an SMMA and has been on the fence for like a while, bro, get started, man. And I don't doubt that if you remain persistent within this industry, or any industry for that matter, you will find success. But it begins with your beliefs. I'm gonna stop preaching. I'm gonna cut it there. You made it this far in the video, man. Much love to you. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe for more. We're gonna be dropping more heat like this. You know what I'm saying? And looking forward to connecting with all of you, man. Take care. Get you on the next one, man. It's KT.